Every one of us carries wounding, and every one of us has trauma. You know when it's triggered inside of you, right? And we are so fast in calling things trauma. But to be clear on this, some is just wounding. Some of it is ancestral wounding. Not everything is trauma. Trauma means like you have experienced something that is beyond your comprehension and is overwhelming, usually extremely painful, and you were alone in it. No one was there to hold your hand. When you have somebody to hold your hand through it, yes, the wounds can heal for sure, but also it doesn't lodge so deeply into your psyche and body as trauma does. And trauma needs to be healed on all levels. It can't just be done with belief shifting. It's not possible. So if you have, for example, you feel you've been treated like worthless, and you feel worthless deep down. And it's connected to an event in your life where often it's in the earlier stages as a child, where you were not only, it wasn't just affirmed through the actions of your caregivers, but you were suffering alone, feeling you gotten abused and you feel something's wrong with you. You feel worthless. Of course you do. And the caregiver can't be at fault because when we're children, they're gods to us. So that starts eating away inside. And of course, there's a belief I'm worthless. So if you shift it, just try to shift it on that belief level, it's no use. It's nice. It will give you some mental relief. But these things are emotionally and somatically lodged in the human psyche, and sometimes even in the soul. So we have to work this on all levels. And you can't just try to get rid of it. Maybe you have tried this many times and found it doesn't work. It has to be met. The original pain has to be met emotionally. It has to be felt through somatically. And then it releases by itself in the presence of another, in the presence of love, in the presence of being held. This, for all of us who are independent people, this you can't do alone, sorry. I've worked for 30 years as a trauma therapist, psychologist, but also as a spiritual teacher with thousands of people. And I can assure you that if you're on a spiritual path and you're really deeply into it, your traumas, these woundings and traumas come up. There's no question, and you probably see that yourself. But also, if you're not on that path, it comes up too because it, voila, plays out in your life in every area. You see it in your relationships, you see it the way you behave. So if you really want to heal, and of course, spiritual practice is extremely helpful because it helps you to be more present and mindful and open your heart. But also for the most important is to have somebody with you who doesn't try to fix you, who doesn't give advice, but rather meets you in the pit and knows how to work it through emotionally, somatically, mentally, so that every area, because we're whole beings, we have many layers, can be touched and met and set free. And then, in my experience, that sense of worth is not something you need to add to, but it emerges from all the layers underneath like a pearl, like the lotus flower from the mud. It rises and it's here, your eternal worth that was never, ever broken by anything you have experienced in life, that cannot be taken, that worth that cannot be added to, nor can it be taken away. Because you, who you are worthy, not of something, but you're worthy as you are. And that is stamped and sealed, we could say, by the divine inside of you. I hope that gives you some support on this path of liberation.